Hi, welcome to the boardshop.co.uk surfboard review. An exciting new mid-length to look at now from Ben Skinner, Skindog Surfboards. It's the Ova. So we've been talking to Ben, the legend, for a good long while about developing a mid-length to us to fill a little gap in the market, which all the mid-lengths out there don't quite do at the moment. We wanted something that paddled in exceptionally well, you know, as good as a one bad egg, but had a little bit more meat in it, a little bit more rounded, so it was a little bit more forgiving, but also had bags of performance and had that maneuverability from just beyond the midpoint of the board, the back towards the back of the board there. So it would perform, you could get it turning quite tightly, tighter than a one bad egg, but more mid-lengthy than a smooth operator, and have a bit more size range than the CI mid. And the Ova is the result of all those talks and testings and what have you. And it's worked out really well. It's a lovely board. Let's give you a little spin around it. There are some interesting design features. Coming in through the nose up the front, there's a little kind of hull effect going on, which really helps with paddle speed and paddling in. And then the most interesting fact is that the rails are 50-50 rails like you'd find on a Christensen Flatracker. And then they're blended into a harder rail just about there as you come back towards the fins. Now what that does is gives you that pivot point, that extra maneuverability that the straight line rail on a one bad egg, for instance, doesn't quite give you. Doesn't mean the one bad egg's a bad board, of course, it's a work of genius, but this board, the Ova, offers you something a little bit different. You've got a decent deep single concave running into a double as you come back towards the fins, and then with a V out through the tail. You probably can't see it, but there it is. And what that gives you is lots of paddle speed, lots of lift for when you're up and riding, and it gives the board a bit of drive as it goes into the double concave. So what you've got is a board that paddles in really well, is fast to surf, but is also a little bit more responsive than some of the other flatter boards out there. You can see there's a bit of rocker, late flip into the nose, and a bit out through the tail, not too much. It's just a really, really forgiving board to surf, easy to surf even, but has that potential for the extra bit of performance that maybe some of the other boards out there that are a bit more focused on smaller or weaker waves don't quite have. We like it quite a lot. Fin-wise, Ben recommends 7-inch fin, something like the Connect, and not using quad rears or smaller side bites, but using a medium thruster, the two outer fins from a medium thruster set like a Performer or Accelerator, which gives you that extra bit of drive and a bit of push if the conditions aren't absolutely perfect. Volume-wise, it's generous but not overly generous. The 610 is just over 45 litres, the 7.0, 47.5, and the 7.2 getting up towards 50 for the bigger guy. So wave range, anything from thigh to overhead. Watch the video of Ben surfing it on the website. He's throwing it around better than most of us obviously can, but it will work at Porthleven, it'll work in onshore South Coast waves, it'll work in a big, big range of waves. So as a one board to do everything type tool, it's a really good option. Just to touch on that rail feature again, this is such a clever feature. This 50-50 rail, as you take off, it locks you in, gives you lots and lots of speed. And on a single fin, like a Flatracker, what have you, if you don't get it exactly right, the board slows up and bogs. But with this blend into the harder rail back towards the fins, it just doesn't do that. It pushes you into turns and it really sails through turns, maintaining speed and even accelerating as you come out. So if you're looking for a mid-lengthy type board to beat the crowded lineups or weaker days, what have you, then the Ova is a really, really good solution to all those problems that we're all kind of having now as surfing has gone absolutely bananas in popularity. You can of course customise them. Ben will do whatever colour, change dims, etc., whatever you like. 0% finance is available. You can trade an old board against it. All the details on the site. But there it is, the Skindog Ova, one of our favourite mid-lengths ever.